Okay, make sure you're on the start line. I see some cheaters already.
Yeah,
feet behind the line.
If you have ever been the only person in the room of your race, take a step backwards.
For God's sake!
Inequality is a concept that describes the disadvantage that are faced by a number of people in accessing an opportunity, wealth, and different things. And it can affect the outcome a person can have in life. There have been arguments that we are unable to ensure equality of outcomes. But the other argument is that if a person is not given equality of opportunity, how do you ensure that they have a better outcome after all? The concept of inequality is something that feels so distant until you find a better explanation that describes it. Of course, in its simplest form, it looks like a disadvantage among people. But inequality is in levels. It goes from one level to another, in which case we call it intersectionality of inequality. So a person may come from a very minority group and then they face some disadvantage. But within the minority groups in itself, there are people who experience higher level of disadvantage. And this can be people who identify as non-binary or people who have a different religious belief than the majority of the minority within that similar group. And this concept helps you to have a realistic view of some advantages you have and also have a humanistic understanding of what the other person may be feeling, even though all of you are politically categorized as one group of people. So I'm going to play you this video which was made by Channel 4, and I think it explicitly sits at the center of explaining inequality. And the beautiful thing is how the children reacted in realizing how this makes the world even worse than it is, and the feeling of injustice being met to the other person who is unable to come to the same level or provided the same opportunity as they were. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you at the other side of the video.
We are going to be running a race. However, your starting position in this race will be decided by the answers to questions that we are going to be asking you.
Sorry, what? It's a joke.
This activity is intended to explore how society favours one race over others.
People often confuse white privilege with being wealthy or being rich, and it isn't about that. What it's about is the absence of having to live with the consequences of racism.
Now, if the question applies to you, you will take a big step forward. If the answer to the question doesn't apply to you, you stay where you are.
I better win, man.
Okay, make sure you're on the start line. I see some cheaters already.
Yeah,
feet behind the line.
If English is your parents' first language, take a step forward.
Oh, yeah.
If you have ever been the only person in the room of your race, take a step backwards.
For God's sake!
If you've never been asked where you come from, take a step forward.
If you have never had to be worried about your family being stopped and searched, take a step forward.
I'm not worried about if people ask me to stop and search.
The divide widens, and the inequality of their position becomes clear.
This is just like not fair now.
Farah, none of us are white. None of us are white. It's unfair.
So,
The last question. If your parents have ever warned you about racism, take a step backwards.
we're about to start a race, is this a fair starting point for us all? No. Mackay, how do you feel standing there in the field of runners?
I kind of feel a bit alone.
Bit alone?
I can't really see it. I'm literally just by myself, more or less. I'm just a bit frustrated and annoyed that society nowadays really isn't fair. And I just wish everybody could be equal.
Farah!
It's kind of frustrating that, like, me and Sarah are just standing at the back here while the majority of people who may be white are, like, standing right at the front. That just frustrates me a bit, because it's almost as in what society is today. I don't want this to be how it is, but it is. So it just gets a bit frustrating.
Henry, how are you feeling being right at the very front?
It feels quite weird because if you think about it, I think all of us should be at the same point, but sadly the questions, the ways that they were put didn't favour some people, which I think is quite unfair.
On your marks, get set, go!
I would want to understand what your feeling is, and was it clear to you how inequality works from the explanation, from the questions that were posed to the students and their reaction? Is it very clear to you the distinctions and the levels of inequality and how it affects people in accessing opportunities and gaining access to some things that are very easy for others? I would like to hear your comments and your perspective in the comment section. I'll see you later.